Okay, so welcome everybody. Good evening, and thank you for joining me again this evening. Last week we started this particular training, and then we were introduced to make.com. So welcome everybody. Welcome. Let me just wait for 2 more minutes before I delve into the training. Okay, so welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. If you can hear me, just drop a message in the chat and just say where you're joining us from. If you're joining from Lagos, from outside the country, just drop a message in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so welcome, Olasukomi. Can you hear me? Okay. So again, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. This is AI automation. So we are starting from the basics. Last week, I introduced us to make.com. That is a platform where you can set up different scenarios in form of flows to automate your business workflow. Say some of you have businesses and you want to automate the flow. When somebody sends you a mail, you want a response to go this way, or you want to connect ChatGPT to Perplexity to create a newsletter for you, or you want to get newsletter summary from Perplexity, you want to send it into a video, and you want in video to create videos for you and then post it on your YouTube account. So a lot of automation that you can do using make.com. So I will just quickly go over what we did last week before I jump on a simple scenario that we are going to be working on today. To use this platform, you will go to make.com. So we are using make.com. So you can open your browser now and type make.com. It will ask you to sign up. So you can sign up for free. In fact, I am still using the free version on this particular account. So you can do everything that I'll be doing this evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. You can also follow me as I do it on my screen. So go to make.com and sign up. Create account using any of your email addresses. So thank you, Aderoju. Thank you, Isaac. All right, so thank you. So go to make.com. Once you sign up, you will land here where I am on my screen. And you have the menus here. Let me just run you through the menu. This is your organization. If you want to customize that and put your organization name there and some other things. So here you have the organization setting where you can change the organization name. If you want to add team members, maybe not just only you will be using the platform. Maybe it is for your company and you have more than one person that will be using the platform. So you can add your team members here so that they can also work on the scenarios, create the workflows, and edit it. That's what you have here. You can add your teams. You have what you call scenarios. This is where you can break down the existing template, or you can as well create your own new scenario. So, what do we mean by scenario? Okay, take for example, I am a content creator and I want to be posting on Facebook, on Twitter, X, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram every day. Maybe every 7 a.m., every 10 a.m., every 12 noon, and all that. And I want to automate the process. Maybe I already have different websites or different newsletters that I've subscribed to. As a tech person, for example, let's say I've subscribed to like 5 different newsletters, right? Maybe from OpenAI, from Microsoft, from Reddit, different platforms. So every day I want by 7 a.m. every day, I want to set up a flow to go through all the newsletters that I've subscribed to, scrape all the basic or important news there, feed the news to ChatGPT, let ChatGPT help me flesh it up in form of a blog or in form of a script, and then send it to InVideo for InVideo to turn it into a video, and then do what? Post it on Facebook Reels, post it on Instagram, post it on TikTok, post it on YouTube without lifting a finger. You can set up a scenario like that. Let's go back to a typical office setting. In your typical office setting, you have a situation whereby when you want to go for your holidays, you want to apply for leave and all that, you send a mail to your HR. HR should review your mail, check the calendar. If the number of people that will be available in the organization at that point in time is more than enough to run the company, check and approve. And you want to automate that flow, you want to set up that flow. You can create what we call scenarios using Make. It is not only Make that can do this. In fact, you can use Power Automate from Microsoft to set up flow. You can use Zapier to do something like this. You can use N8N too to do something like this. In fact, there are different platforms that you can use to set up automation. But we are going to be using Make.com. You can easily use Make.com. Anybody can easily learn Make.com. That's why we're using it. And I was able to show us that we have dozens, hundreds of ready-made templates. So if you go to templates now, you will see all the ready-made templates. Okay, you want to save a new Gmail attachment to your Google Drive. Let's say you are the HR in your company, you're looking for new staff, right? And then you ask people to submit their CVs. So they send several mails, 20, 30 different emails. And all the emails, the senders added attachments in form of their CVs. So what do? You start opening your mails one by one and you start downloading the CVs. Mind you, you still receive mails from your bosses to do something. You receive mails from your staff on different things, but you can easily set up a flow to extract all CVs sent to a particular folder in your mail, and then all the CVs will be sent to your Google Drive. So when you're ready to evaluate the CVs, you just go to your Google Drive and start opening the CVs one by one. Instead of you opening your mail, uh, trying to sort out the CVs there from the emails from your core staff or the email from your client, you can automate this process. And that is what we will be doing today. You can also create a basic chatbot for WhatsApp. That will be something that we'll do maybe next week or 2 weeks time. At times you use WhatsApp, you give out WhatsApp for your company. Maybe you are an entrepreneur, you sell clothes, you sell whatever, and people send you messages. Even if you are using business WhatsApp, what people do is they just set up one message. Thank you for patronizing Olalekan's shoes. I will get back to you soon. That's all. That's all we do. But we can do more. We can set up a chatbot that will be interacting with our client, with our potential customers, as if they are interacting with human. You can set up all the things that you sell, the prices, how you deliver, basic questions that they can answer. You can create a knowledge base for that. So when they send you a message on WhatsApp, the bots will start responding to them, can even ask for their name. Oh, what are you buying? If they say they are buying dress, you say, oh, we have this, we have this, we have that, we have this, it costs this, it costs that. This is how much discount we can give. Where do you stay? Where do you want us to send the dress to? You can set up something like that using Make. So what are we going to be doing today? We want to create a scenario to do something, and this is it. Let me explain. I run my business. It's a small scale business, right? I do not have more people to work with me at the moment as a young entrepreneur. So what I do is I train people. I'm painting a scenario. So I train people on different tech skills, and I also mentor people. I kind of guide people on what they can do or what they should do when they want to pivot into tech, or maybe they're already in tech, they want to find out information about what's trending in tech, what can they do. That's what I do as a person. And they can set up um, appointment with me for training. They can book training with me. That is the scenario that I'm painting. That is me, right? So when they send mail, they have my email. Maybe it's on my website, or I set up a form on my website and all that. So when they send me a mail, I want ChatGPT to respond like me, right? To respond like me, I will have fed it the information about me, about my business, what we do. So when they send me a mail, it will structure the mail and respond as if I am the one responding. You know, we've been using ChatGPT to write mail, to do all those things. This time around, we want to do more than just writing prompts. We want to set it in motion to do things for us, even when we're not there. So that is the scenario. It's a simple four module scenario that we are creating. So follow me. I will be slow. I want us to be involved because I will ask you to send me a mail at the end of the day, and you will confirm the message that you receive. If you find it like a personalized mail, or it's just something generic. So we'll go to scenarios because I don't want to use the existing templates there. So we want to create our own scenario from scratch. Don't worry if you do not have anything under all scenarios. This is where you have a list of the scenarios that you must have created before. So I will click on create a new scenario. If you are still with me, you can just say yes in the chat that you're following, so that I know you're there, you're listening, you're practicing. Because at the end of the day, I want a situation whereby 10, 15, 20 of us will say, you know what, I find this useful, and I can set this up easily for my business, for whatever I do in my office. You can even collect money from people and help them set something like this up. So if you're there, you can just say yes. Okay, thank you, Moyo. Thank you, Fawade Abiodun. So, right, this is the new model. We are starting with a model. Okay, Joshua, Masha, okay, Israel, thank you. So we want to start with a model. Blessing, you're welcome. So what will be our starting model? And our starting model is what I call a trigger. What will start the flow? Remember, I said when you send me a mail, the mail should go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT should write a response and then send back to the person. So the trigger here is what? Mail. The mail that I will receive is the trigger. So we have email here. Email is one of the apps. An email that we have here, we can use it for Gmail, for Microsoft, for our business email addresses, for Yahoo, for all the mails available. Okay, you can use email. If you are not using Gmail, you can come here and use email. If you are using Gmail, you can just come here and type Gmail, and you will see Gmail there. I want to believe that many people are probably using Gmail, maybe because we use Google more, or we use Android phones and all that. So I will be demonstrating using Gmail because Gmail is more complex. If you want to use Outlook or Yahoo and all that, that one is easier. So you can just come to email. Just keep, I want to show you if you're using any other one apart from Gmail. You just come to email, and then what we want to do is what? Watch email. Meaning, oh, you're welcome, Stephanos from Greece, from Cyprus. Don't mind me. So you can watch mail, meaning Start checking my mail. If anything should come into my mail, pick it up, take it to ChatGPT, draft the response and send to the person. This is when you are using other email providers. But like I said, I want us to use Gmail because Gmail is more complicated, and that is what I feel many people use more. So I'll type Gmail. It brought out the Gmail app, and then it came with what? Watch email, send email, move email. Let me click on show more. There are still other operations attached to Gmail. Watch email, copy an email, create a draft, delete an email, mark as read, modify email, move email, send email, iterate attachment. See the operations that you can do on a mail. So you can set this up and say, oh, just create draft for me, or do what? Delete all email, or watch email. So we are going to be doing watch email. Check my mail every whatever time that I set. If the mail comes in, pick it up and act on it. So we are going to pick watch email. So that is the first module we are adding, watch email. For me, I've been using this particular Gmail, so I do not have an issue connecting my Gmail. But because of you, right, I will pretend as if I've not done the Gmail connection. I will run you through how to do the Gmail connection. So right here, it's saying I should do what? Connect. So I will come here and click on add. That is what you will do. I will click on add and then delete the connection name. You can give it any name that you like. Give it any name that you like. So you can call it Gmail, okay? So that when you are picking from the connection list, next time you just pick your Gmail if you're connecting to your Gmail. If it is Outlook, remember I said you pick email from outside. I will add two to my own Gmail because I have Gmail there already. So I type what? Gmail 2. Yours can be Gmail 1. And then you do what? You sign in with your Google account. So it will open up something, it will open up your, oh, okay, I'm not sharing my entire screen. Let me share the entire screen and not just a window so that you see everything that I'll be sharing. Don't worry, I want to share my entire screen so that you see everything that I'm doing. Okay. Okay, I think this is it. Mm, okay, this is it. Entire screen. Let me share entire screen. Yeah, I want to share my entire screen. I want you to see the other windows that will be opening. So when you click on your Google Mail, it will ask you to do what? To sign in. So you can sign into your accounts. Yes, my screen is up again. So I want to believe you can see my screen now. You can see everything now. Okay. So after clicking on sign in to Google, it brought this up because I've signed in already. So it picked up my Gmail account. Then I want to connect it and say continue. Ordinarily speaking, this is how you connect to Microsoft accounts and that's seamless. But email for now has issues, so you need to take like further steps. So you just say allow. It should be all by now, but it won't just accept it. It will still ask you to do some things. Say it is connecting to my Gmail. Look at what happened. It gave me this error. I am sure that 100% of you that you're following on your screen, After trying to sign in, you must have received this error too. You can confirm in the chat if you received this error. This error, we're using make.com, so it shouldn't come up with this error, but Google is still having that issue with make at the moment, but we will solve this problem. So from here, it's saying, oh, Google is unable to connect directly. So what are we going to do about it? You go to another tab. We want to correct Google. So we are moving away from make.com now to quickly fix the problem with Google, and then we'll come back to make.com to complete our flow. So to properly set up your Google, and you just need to do this once on make, and you can be using the connection going forward. So it's not that you will go through this step every day. No, you can always kind of use the connection once you set it up. So you will go to console.cloud.google.com. So this is the address that you will go to properly set up um, your Gmail. So let me put that in the chat for you. Let me put that in the chat so that you can get the correct link. So if you go to console.google console.cloud.google.com. Okay, so if you go to console.cloud.google.com, this is where we want to fix the connection problem. Yeah, console.cloud. Oh, I didn't put dots there. Don't forget to add dots in that my post there. Console.cloud.google.com. Somebody can help us just put the correct URL there. Console.cloud.google.com. So it will take you here. And once you get here, you can click on create a project here. But in my own case, I have an existing project here. So I can click on it. You saw where I clicked. Let me go back. Here, beside this Google Cloud, you will see, yes, thank you, Israel. So from here, you can just click, and then you will create a new project. So you are creating a new project. Create new project. I clicked on that. So you can give that project any name, no problem. But let's just call it make. I already have make, so I'll put make 2 there. This has nothing to do with it. Any name at all is fine. Thank you, Fawale. You can put make there as the project name. Type make, leave the location, and then do what? Create. Don't forget, what we are doing is to fix the connection problem with Gmail, and we are doing this once. Going forward, we won't go through these long steps. So I have created what? A project called Make 2. In your own case, maybe you called it Make 1 or just Make. So when you now come back here, you will see that your project name should be here. If it is not there, click on it and select it. So I want to select mine, Make 2, and then it will load this page for you. So this is where we should be now. This is where we should be. From here, the next thing is to click on APIs and services. So we are clicking on APIs and services. API and services. So click on API and services. We want to fix the connection problem. So click on API and services. It will bring us here. This is where to land. I'm kind of taking it slow so that we see what is going on. API and services. Look at API and services. So you enable the API and services. I hope you're still with me. You enable it. If you see the pop-up that says enable, you enable it. If not, don't worry, enable it. And the next thing is we are going to um, library. So we go to library and search for Gmail API. So search for Gmail API in the library, Gmail API, and you will see Gmail API here. So search for Gmail API in the library, click on it, select it and enable it. Select it and enable it. Okay. I know this is like a long steps. I believe going forward, Make will try and fix this with Gmail so that people don't go through this step. But why not? If they don't fix it, it makes it easier for people to want to contact you. So that means they don't want to go through the long steps and they need to pay somebody to do it. And that is where you come in. So you click on enable Gmail API, we've enabled it. And the next step is to now go to O authentication consent screen. So we are coming to O authentication, this oath consent screen. So click on it. No worry, maybe after the class, I'll just list the steps and then just post that. Oh, sorry, Latif. You can, the recording will be here. You can just, what we are doing now, we've gone like 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, but you're welcome, no problem. Sorry about that. So you go to O authentication consent screen, and what we want to do is to create one. We want to create a consent screen. So click on create. So we click on create and we want to complete this 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Okay, we want to complete the 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. So let's scroll down. The app name, call it Make, but I'm calling mine Make 2. Don't forget, call it Make. The user support email, that is your mail. It will, you should have your mail in the drop down list here. So pick your mail. So app name Make 2, user support email, your email. Yeah, the video will be on my YouTube. It will also be on Facebook page here. It will be on my Facebook page here, right? But don't worry about all these long things. You can still stay with us. When we go back to make.com, you'll still be able to follow the process, including Latif too. Don't worry. This is just trying to fix the Google connection. We will jump back to Gmail soon. We've not really done the real flow using Make on make.com. We're just trying to fix the Gmail connection. So pick your email address here and then you scroll down to authorized domains. Where you have authorized domains, you will add make.com, make.com, and you also add integromat.com. Why are we adding integromat.com? Make.com used to be integromat, so we're adding the two, make.com and integromat.com. That's all here. And then the developer email address, that is you. Put your email address here. It's being recorded, sir. Yeah. So put your email address here, make.com, integral, put your email, and then save and continue. For those that are just joining up, you've not actually missed anything. We're just trying to set up the Gmail connection problem. You will still be able to flow with us when we jump back on make.com for the real automation workflow. So we've done the first stage. The second stage now is scopes. You want to add scopes. So you come to add or remove scopes. So when you click on add or remove scopes, I want to filter using API. So I clicked on API here. and we want to select anything Gmail API. So I clicked on API just to quickly filter down to API. Then I want to select all Gmail APIs. In fact, I want it to show me maybe like 20 at a time so that I can see more. So I want to add the Gmail APIs. Okay, that's all. So I've added anything Gmail API and then updates. I've clicked on updates, so it has added all those scopes here. Then save and continue. So we've done consent, we've done scopes. The next thing is test user. Who is the test user? You are the one. So click on test user and add your mail. So we are almost done with the Gmail, and we'll go back to make.com and do the real work. So you had yourself as a test user. Okay, so I've added test user, save and continue. Just I think one or two more steps and we're fine. So I can now scroll all the way down again, and we are done with this consent screen. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4 has been ticked. So we are done with that. The last thing we are doing here before we go back to make.com is to now click on credentials. That's the last thing, credentials. So we want to get the credentials. So click on credentials and then create a new credential. So create credentials, and we are creating um, authentication client ID. So we are creating this. Click on it. And then the application type is a web application, and the web name, make. You can put make there. So that's all. So you can now scroll down to where you have authorized redirect URL. Authorized redirect URL. So we are adding a redirect URL. So where are we going to get this URL? Make.com has provided that for us here. So I will try and put that in the chat. So this is it here. So they've given us this. I'll copy this. Let me see. Okay, let me see if I can post it here. Yeah, I'll drop it. I'll try and drop that in the chat. Let me see. Where are you? Okay, so I'll drop that in the chat now. But it is on Make platform, so it's I'm not the one that came up with that. It is from Make.com. So that's just the final missing piece, and then we're done. We go back to Make.com and do the real automation. So I'm dropping that in the chat now. Okay, comments. So 1 minute. Sorry. Okay, Stephanos, I'll go back to that credential. Let me just drop the link in the chat. Okay, it's in the chat, right? All right. So I said from here now, after we must have done, let me go back. After we must have done this authentication screen, we've done the scopes and all that. I said the next thing is the credentials. So you come to credentials and then you create credential. So you create credentials, and we are picking this O authentication client ID. Click on it. The application type is web application, and the name, you can give it any name. I'm giving you make 2. That's all. And then you scroll down to authorized redirect URLs. So you click on add URL and put the link that I shared in the chat. You had it here. So that is the first authorized URL. I'm adding another one to make it two. It's the same one, but I will just change Integromat to make. Remember I said um, make.com used to be Integromat. So that's why I'm adding the two. So in case at the back end, if there are places in their codes that they've not updated from to make.com, I'll be able to jump past that bottleneck. That is why I'm adding it. So after the credentials, we are now done with we're done with creating connections using Google. Like I said at the beginning, you just need to do this once. You don't need to repeat this process again and again. Once you are able to set it up correctly, you can use your Gmail for your automation, except you want to use a different account. If you want to use a different account, you will still set it up for that different account. So I'm changing Integromat here to make. That's just the difference there. I'm changing it to make, and that's all. And create. So right now we are done with my with what's it called, with Google's problem, the connection problem. So this is what we need. In fact, the essence of all the things that we've been doing in the last 10-15 minutes is to get this client ID and client secret. So we will copy the two one after the other. Let me copy client ID first. Go back to my flow. Remember our flow gave us error. So those of us that are just joining us, the first module we are adding is the Gmail application, and we are trying to connect to our Gmail. So from here now, I will now turn on show advanced settings. Show advanced settings to correct the error, and then paste the client ID that I just copied, right? Then I'll also copy the secret to client secret and paste it again. And that's all. And we can go ahead to sign in with Gmail. So if you click sign in with Gmail, it will ask for your authentication, for you to confirm your account again, and then the connection will be done. So this that we've done now, I tell you, this is one of the reasons why people will need your service. They will run to you to come and help them set it up, because you see the steps that we have to take to make sure that we connect the Gmail properly to make.com. So it is trying to uh, confirm the connection. And once that is done, we will go back to our scenario. Again, our scenario is you receive mails from different people. When they send you mail, you want ChatGPT to pick up the mail and then respond based on the prompt, based on the knowledge base that you must have built about your business, about your person, about your company, about whatever people can send mail to you about, and then it will actually will not be out of context, will not just be responding with one line, thank you for reaching out, we will get back to you. No. If you send 10 different, if people send 10 different emails, it will send out 10 different responses based on whatever they must have sent in their messaging. So it is trying to perform the authorization all over again, and I will just give it permission to connect to my Gmail, and then we're fine. So that is how to do Gmail connection. So you see, it is trying to repeat the process again as if we didn't do this initially before. You know, let me just click on it and we're fine. Okay, so I want to say continue. It says you've been given access to an app, and I'm saying no problem, I'm fine. Just continue. I'm okay. I know what I'm doing, right? Just go ahead and connect. So after this, we will now connect ChatGPT to our email so that our email will now be powered by ChatGPT to help us draft the responses and send back to anybody that will send email to us. So thank you for staying with me. So far, so good. If you are still with me, you can fine or yes or anything in the chat. Adiola Ayodele, I'll probably get back to you, or maybe you send me a message maybe after the session. So yes, I've given it permission to connect to my Gmail, and everything will be fine now. Okay, so we're cool. So you see now that my connection is now done. It is now connected to what? Gmail 2, right? Gmail 2. And then it brought out something inside the folder. Click here to choose folder. Why do we need to select folder? Somebody like me, or maybe yourself too, it's possible that yes, we made two URL. Yeah, yeah, two URL, that's all. So somebody like you or anybody, it's possible that you've created multiple folders in your mail. So mails from this set of people will go here, or another mail will go in another box. But most of the time, we want it to check our inbox. So we'll click here to choose folder, and then I want to select my inbox. You see, I have different folders. So I want it to watch my inbox. Once a message gets into my inbox, ChatGPT pick it up, draft a very good response and send back to the person. So I picked inbox, right? And I said filter type. I'm not even touching it. Simple filter. Then the criteria, I said only unread emails. You see that you can still tweak that part and say what emails do you want it to act on? Only unread emails. I don't want it to start sending responses to all the mails that I've read that I've probably responded to myself before. So only unread email. And then what's the maximum number of results that I want it to work on at a point? If you set up your flow to run every 15 minutes, if you are the type that you receive multiple mails every now and then, you might want to increase this result. Maybe let me just change it to 10 so that it will just be dealing with maximum of 10 at a time. When it's done with 10, it picks the next 10, it picks the next 10. If you leave it at 1 and you receive mails every now and then, the response will probably be kind of slow and all that. But this is not even a problem. There's a way you can still tweak how you want it to respond. But let's leave that and then okay. Look at it, choose where to start. I don't know why I'm not seeing the TikTok chat here. So sorry about that. I'm not seeing TikTok chat here, Sherry. Okay, it's a good thing that you're here. Sorry. So from now on, it's saying choose where to start. Is it from now on or email after a specific date? So I want to leave it from now on. From this night on, respond to my mail. Then I say okay. So for those people on TikTok, I'm sorry I'm not seeing your chats here for some reasons, but don't worry, I'll take my time to go through your messages later and respond. So I'm just streaming on multiple platforms here. So see, we've added just one module here, watch email. So the next module is our chat. You see OpenAI ChatGPT Whisper. So that is the name of the app we are adding. We click on it. After clicking on ChatGPT, it is saying, do you want it to act as an assistant? Do you want it to create a completion prompt? Do you want it to transform the text? Do you want it to analyze images? Do you want it to generate images? Remember I said maybe you are the type that you said um, spam mail by automatically deleting it. You can set it up. you can set it up and tell you to watch your spam and then delete every 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That's a very nice cool use. But you know, at times some important mails can just run to your spam, and then maybe you don't want to just delete it automatically, right? But depending on what you want to do, Isaac, it's all you. So here we have um, different options for ChatGPT. We can say create images for me. Pick a keyword from the mail, or pick a keyword from Google Mail or Google Sheets or my Excel sheet, or I can even create a business and say on my page, anybody can just type a keyword there. Take the keyword, take it to ChatGPT, create image for them, and then send it back to them. You know, we can begin to think about how to make good use of all this. So from all these that ChatGPT can do for us, can do transcription, can do translation, can generate audio, can upload file, you know, it can do all this. But what we want to use tonight is just this simple one that says create a completion prompt. Create a completion prompt. So we'll click on create a completion prompt. Then after that, you need to connect your ChatGPT's account to this. You know, that is essential. You can't just be using it anyhow. The same way we connected our email, your Gmail, you need to come here and do what? Add. So you will add your ChatGPT to this connection. So you can give it a name. Maybe I just want to call it my ChatGPT. That's just me. Give it a name. But you also need what? Your API key and your organization ID. But organization ID is not even important. It is the API key that is important. So we will run to ChatGPT and get our API key. Okay. And I will show you where to get your API key from ChatGPT. So I'll come to platform.openai.com. Yes, the video will be here on Facebook, Sherif. It will be on Facebook. It will also be on YouTube even after the class. So you can go back and watch the video, you know, on YouTube. It's going to stay there. I'm not deleting it, so you can, right. So if you go to platform.openai.com, this is like the what do I call it now? Is it the mother platform for ChatGPT? You know, it's only the ChatGPT that we do on chatgpt.com or chat.com, but from platform.openai.com, we'll be able to see where we have the documentation, the APIs, the assistants, and playground, and some other things. So if you go to platform.openai.com, platform.openai.com, it will open this for you. You will log in, of course, to your account, and then you can go to your dashboard. So if you go to your dashboard, on my left here on my dashboard, I have chat completions, assistance, evaluations, fine tuning. You know, you can fine tune ChatGPT to work better for you. That's for another day. But what we want here is API keys. So I will click on API keys, and then you can create a new secret key. So go there, create a new secret key. OpenAI will give you like a free API keys, limited. But if you want to enjoy this, you will need to subscribe to OpenAI API. So there's a different subscription for you to use the Plus OpenAI. That one is a separate subscription. You also have a separate subscription for the API. So I use the kind of subscription I use for the API is I put a certain amount there. Once I exhaust it, I'll go back there and add more money. So it depends on how many times people are using the API. So when you're building this for people, these are some of the things that you take note of when you are coming up with your charges and your costing and what have you, because it will be using the API to get information from OpenAI, and they charge per use. So there's a 0.000 something dollars that you are going to be charged anytime they use the API. So that's something. So you click on create a new secret, and then you can give it a name. Let me just call it make two. Just give it any name, make two, and then create a secret key. And it will show you the secret key. Copy it, go back to our make.com and paste it here, and paste it here. You see, paste it here and save. So we want to connect OpenAI. It will try and check out the connection. If everything is fine, there won't be a problem. Look at it, it has connected to my ChatGPT. Remember, that's the name I gave it. And then select method. I chose create a chat completion. That's what I chose. That's fine. The model, there are many models on ChatGPT, right? Many models. Some are more expensive than others. So you can drop the question, I'll pick it up there. Some are more expensive than others. And that's one of the things that will be, you know what, chopping your money or the API keys. But for this simple task, you don't need to go for the old one that is super expensive and very smart. You can still use the 125, the 3 GPT 3.5 Turbo 0125 is it's okay. 3.5 is more than enough to do this kind of a job. You don't need to spend your money on 01 or 4 and all that. So I'll pick the model just 3.5. That's okay for me. So I picked 3.5, and then we want to configure this. The next thing is messages. It says messages, meaning what do you want to send to ChatGPT? What's the message the system wants to, send to ChatGPT? Yes, Bernard, if one is setting it up for someone, are we to use the person's detail, or are we going to set it up using our own detail? If you're setting it up for somebody who has his own or her own email address or the company's email address, definitely you are using their email. I'm guessing the question is about ChatGPT. So it depends on what you want and what they want. You can set up a different ChatGPT account for them so that you can easily track who is using what. So you get, so if you set up a different ChatGPT account for them, you fund it with whatever amount you've charged them. So when they finish it, they they pay back again. So you can do that so that you can easily track the usage. If you use your own too, there should be a way for you to track, but I think it depends on what you want. I'll probably go with creating different accounts for them, and then sort themselves out. But you will be managing it. They don't even know that that's what you've done. You can tell them this is the amount that people will they need to pay and all that. So I hope I've answered your question. I won't be able to respond to chat now, Tayo, probably later. So now the model is there and the message. So I will click on add message. So what the first thing is the role. What role do we want the ChatGPT to play in this case? So I want to pick and system, developer and system, and then the content. So what will be the content, right? This is where you can now write your prompt. Okay, this is where you write your prompt and say, act as a customer service officer for your company. This is what we do. We sell this, we do this, we do that. You can write a whole lot of prompts to detailed prompts about your business. hope you understand that. So for me here, I'll just copy one prompt that I have here. I'll just copy my prompt because I want you to try it out. I'll read a part of it to you. And I will also show you where you can go to build a solid prompt that you just feed it with information that you feel it's okay, and then it will write a complete prompt for you. So this is what I put here. I said you are a learning coach dedicated to guiding individuals in selecting the most suitable courses and skills to learn for their career advancement and personal development. Your advice should be tailored to the user's interest, current skill level, and career goals. So provide personalized recommendation on courses and skills. This is what people ask me every now and then. So that is why I'm using this use case. People say, "Oh, I want to pivot into tech. What do I do?" So I want to build something that will be responding, just tell you my mind. It will still tell you what I probably would have said too, to an extent. So I put up this prompt here and I say, always sign off with regards Olalekan. I put that there. So that is what I have inside the text for the developer system, right? There is still another message at the bottom. So what is the message that it should take in? The first message is what ChatGPT is responding as. The second message is what will it respond to? It is responding as something. Then what will it respond to? It is supposed to respond to what? The email, the content in the email. I hope you understand that. It should respond to the content in the email as this up here. So the second message, the role should now be user. What the user is sending to ChatGPT. The user in this case is the person that must have sent a mail. So I want ChatGPT to pick the content from the person's mail and act as what I have above here to construct the response and then send to that person. I hope you understand that flow now. So the text content, I want it to be from the email and I want it to be the text content. Can you see text content here? I clicked inside there. Let me take it out. Click inside text content. It brought out all the things that it could find inside the mail it is watching. Remember we said watch Gmail. So in the Gmail, it saw received by, delivered to, reply to, email ID, subject, text, and so on. So I want it to respond to the text content. So I just click the text content, then I scroll down. Maximum completion token, just leave that for now and click on OK. So as it is now, we have done the second module, the lecture in text format, so we can, which one is that? Is it my prompt or what? Okay, or just something like a guide? Is that what you're saying? Just like a small PDF or something? Okay, so we've done the Gmail, it's watching the mail. We've done the OpenAI, it's drafting the response. So where do we want the response to go? We are adding another module. It is our Gmail again. We don't need to go through that long steps. So this time around, we are picking send an email. The first one is watch mail. The second one is go to ChatGPT, and the third one now is send a mail out. So you can just scroll down here and pick the connection that you've done. Remember, I said you can call it Gmail or whatever name. Just pick the connection and you're fine. You see that it did not ask you to do all those long things. Then the recipient, who should receive the mail? The person that must have sent the mail. So I will click on the recipient and then click inside the mail. I'll still go back to all the things that it is watching, and I'll look for what? Sender. So I'm looking for sender email address. See the sender email address. That's the sender email address. If I want the response to be sent to another person, or maybe I want to be keeping all the responses that are going out, I can still add another email as the recipient. But for this demonstration, I'll just leave it as sender email. Then what's going to be the subject? I want the subject to be whatever the person must have used. Okay, so I'll pick subject from the Gmail here, subject. The content now, the content should be what? What has been drafted by Gmail. So I'll scroll up and come and pick what? Choices here, expand choices, and then pick what? The message. So I'll pick the message as the content. As it is, we are done with our flow. So I've selected choices and then message here. I'll just do what? Okay. You see, all that we've done now, we have completed our flow. But one thing again that I want to chip in here is this. If I set up this flow, if you send me a mail, almost immediately it will respond. It will respond nicely. But I don't want my people to know that I am not the one responding. Can I delay the response for some minutes? Maybe I want to delay it for 2 minutes or 3 minutes before responding. I don't, if you send me a mail now and you get a response in 2 seconds, you will know that it's automated, right? You will know that it's automated and you'll be like, this person did not even read my mail. But I want to show you that I care about the people that are sending mails. So I want to take my time before responding. Okay. So I want to create another flow between ChatGPT and the response. Okay. So once it watches the mail and I've drafted the response, draft the response, don't worry. But delay the process for about 2 minutes before you do what? You come to the send email. So I want to introduce a new module here. So I can right click here anywhere and then add module. So the module that I want to add is, I want to add a module called sleep. So just sleep. I want to add a module called sleep. You know what? Just relax for a while. Sleep means delays execution for a specified period. So I'll pick sleep and then connect automatically. Then it is asking me sleep for how many seconds? It is in seconds. So I want to say 120 seconds is what? 2 minutes. So you can tell it to sleep 2 minutes is fine, or 160, 3 minutes, 180 rather. 180, 3 minutes. I think that's fine. The person will know that I took my time. Then I'll say okay. Then I'll say okay. So we can then say, oh, this flow, let's bring it in between here. Let me repeat that. I can delete this and say, let me add a new module here. Add module, add a new module here and call it sleep. Pick sleep, give it the time 180 seconds. Okay. So it will delay the process for 180 seconds. So we are done with our flow. We are almost done with today's class. We're done with our flow. We set up the watch mail, check my mail, go to ChatGPT, draft a response, delay for a while, and then do what? Send email out. So at the bottom here, I can say run this every so minutes. You see, I can save this. Let me change the name here. Mail responder. I can give my scenario name. I can save it here. I've saved. I can turn on this and say run every 15 minutes, run every 5 minutes, run every 2 minutes, whatever works for me. But I don't want to set it up on this particular flow. So I will just say run once, and all the mails that are in my inbox, I want it to respond to them. So let me go to my mail now. I will give you the email address that you will send to. Okay, so go to Lincoln. Let me put it in a PowerPoint here on the screen. So if you send me a mail, you should get a response, and let me know the response that you must have received. Mind you, the business, the context is that I am a tech coach. So people send messages to me asking for what skill they should learn, or anything around skills, professional development in terms of tech. So that is what your mail should be all about. Okay. And we want to see the response from ChatGPT. So you can send a mail to this email. I want to put the email address somewhere here. Let me put the email address here. Okay, so let me just insert a text here. So you send me a mail, I'll set up the flow, and let's see whatever uh, response that you get. So that is the flow. Send a mail, get a response, and 18 gmail.com. So this is it. This mail is just my I don't read the mail here. So if you want to reach out to me, don't send mail to this box. I don't use it. This is the mail I use in signing up on any site and any site. I just use this for test running purposes, no serious messages. So if you send me a mail to this email now, and I will run the flow, and you will be able to receive a message. So send me a mail here now. You can just write it down. Lincoln DENO 18 at gmail.com. Send a mail to me as if you are interacting with a tech coach. Ask me questions around tech, around training, and all that, and then you will get a response. So send me a mail. Once I receive mails here, I will run the flow, and then we want to see what you are going to get. Okay, Felix. Oh, Felix, you are online. Okay, all right. I have received your mail. Okay, I've received one. I want to wait for a few more mails so that when I run the flow, um, you all will be able to receive the responses. So let me put up the email again. So the mail is lincolndemo18 at gmail.com. Lincolndemo18 at gmail.com. So I can run the flow. I think I only have one here. Okay, no problem. I can just run the flow, and Felix can just confirm the response. I will wait for others too, but while we're waiting, let me run the flow. If it's correct, we won't have any issue. If it is not correct, you will see error somewhere. So let's run it now. So I'm running it. It has read, gone to ChatGPT. It is trying to delay the process here. It is delaying the process here. And once it is 3 minutes, it should send out a mail to Felix. And Felix can just probably share it in the chat. If you receive the response, you can just share that in the chat. So that is a simple flow that you can set up. Again, I have one that will generate images, generate videos, post on your YouTube. So you can create flow to do this for you. And this is what many organizations are looking forward to doing, especially social media management. They want somebody that will always be posting on all the accounts, every now and then, and you can automate the process and say every day respond to this, post on their X, post on their YouTube, post on their TikTok, create videos for them. You can create faceless videos, different things that you can do. So we are done. Thank you for joining us. I'm just waiting for 3 minutes. I think maybe 3 minutes is too long. I should have just left it at 10 seconds so that we can still see the feedback. So it's still waiting for 3 more minutes, and then we will see the feedback. Okay, more people have sent mails. Uh, yes, I will still tell you to run, and you get feedback. So but before running that, I'll change this delay. I want to show you this delay, and at least for you to see what's going on. But let me stop the flow here. Let me first stop and change the delay here to just 10 seconds, so that people can actually get feedback. So let's do that again. Okay. So it won't wait for forever now. Okay, see something here. It's saying there is an error here. So I can investigate that. Click on this and investigate what the error is. So message, uh, there shouldn't be an error here. So my Gmail, the sender email address, the subject, the choices and message content. Yes, it should be the choices and message content. Choices and oh, I will expand the message and the content. Okay, that's it. Uh, Let me delete everything. Yes, choices, expand message, and pick content. So that's it. All right. So let's run it for the last time, and then we'll call it a day. So it's reading it again. Jump, jump, jump here. It will soon get here, and then it will send out the mail. Okay. All right. So the mail must have gone. Felix should receive the mail now. It is doing for the second. It will do for the third person. That's how it works. So I can just say every morning, every 2 2 minutes, every 3 3 minutes, every 4 4 minutes, be checking my mail and be responding on my behalf to people. Personalize the response. I can even say, oh, pick their name. It will respond even without me saying pick their name. It will check and pick your name and respond to you as if you're responding to a person. So it has sent out 4 mails. If you've received a mail, you can just share that in the chat. If you've received a mail, you can just share that in the chat. For Felix, Lance, Korede, Abu, Emmanuel, Ishola, yeah, so you can check your mail and just confirm that, oh, we've actually received responses. 5 people must have received responses. So I'm waiting for that in the chat, and then we can call it a day till next week, where we'll look at another use case. In fact, I will also probably do more and show you how to create a chatbot that you can put on your company's website or your blog, and then the chats, people can be interacting with it on your chat, and then it will be responding as if you are responding to human. I am tired of sending messages on different websites, and then it's the same thing. The bots has been fed with just FAQ. What is this? Respond to this. It's nothing innovative again. But AI chatbots can do more than that. They can fed it all the company's knowledge base, so that even if a human being is responding, it cannot do more than what the bots will be doing. In fact, human being can as well be opening the books and be scanning through and say, oh, what are we doing when this happens? There are banks now that are using AI chatbots to respond. When you visit the bank, they just direct you to a system and interact to help you with your whatever queries that you must have um, brought to the bank. So we'll see again next week. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Julius, Emmanuel. Tayor, Bernard, Abdul, who else is there? Adiola, Sharif, Ishola, Isaac, Olorudishola. So, all of you, and to the people on TikTok, sorry, I am still with you. I hope you enjoyed the session too. I'll check the comments there and respond. So see you again next week. Yeah. So just check your mail. I'm still waiting for somebody to share the mail. Oh. You must have received a feedback. At least some people must have received feedbacks. So just check and respond. You know, your your mails and respond. Check your mails and you don't even need to respond. Just copy those chats and share with me. All the people here, they must have uh, gotten the feedback. Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, this is what it sent to Abu. Abu said, let me see. Abu said, what's the first mail here now? Okay, we'd like to know Python for data analysis. Uh, okay, that's great. I think he sent a mail first and then he responded, oh, is there anything specific you are interested in learning? This is really cool. And the message will sound like somebody is there writing it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. You share the response you got. Okay, that sounds fascinating training. Before we proceed, could you please share more details? Thank you for sharing, Inshallah. All right, so we'll meet again next week. Bye bye.